Hey everybody, it's Nick with Two Brothers Comics. Today I want to do a little something different. I want to show you what my Dragon Ball Z comic book collection looks like. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, we appreciate you subscribing and hitting that notification bell. We do a little bit of everything here when it comes to comic books, from interviewing comic creators to unboxings and just general discussions on comic book topics. This video, we're going to go through my Dragon Ball Z comic collection. The entire collection fits in this one short box, minus two that I have on display. The first book is Dragon Ball Z, issue number 1. I actually had it signed by Sean Schemmel, and sent it off to CGC. It came back with a 9.4, which honestly is a much better grade than it deserves. Blue label, even with the signature, but then it has 7th printing on it. So that's a bit odd, a bit weird. It's not a 7th printing book, but it is what it is. Pretty nice. All right, so I'm going to dig through these, but I want to bring you a little bit closer. All right, so here's issue number 2. Goku and his son Gohan. A second issue. Number 3. Number 3. And these are all volume number 1. Number 4. That's pretty cool. Number 5. It took me about six months to get all these. Number 6. And you'll notice, number 7, I actually have these all stored a certain way because I don't generally pull these out much, but they're stored like this, front cover to front cover, so that there's no spine rolls or anything like that that develop. Issue number 8. All right, and that's all for the first volume. All right, so now we're on part 2, number 1, and that's a really cool Christmas cover. Part 2, number 2. That's one of my favorites. Part 2, number 3. I love the purple on that. That's pretty cool too. If you ever watched some of the early Dragon Ball Z, they had always had some weird dinosaurs. Whoops. Again, more weird dinosaurs. Now my plan is to continue the Dragon Ball and go ahead and collect that too. I just have not done that yet. And this is actually the only series, big series I'll say, that I've ever completed the whole run of. So part 2, number 10. Turn that back around. Part 2, number 11. This is when we're really starting to get into the great parts of Dragon Ball Z. That's incredible. Look at that cover. Now, whenever I was picking these up, I tried to, not necessarily go for the highest grade sometimes, but I got the best grades possible when I could find them. These aren't exactly the easiest things to find, but when you find them, they're not very expensive. So this is 14 of part 2, just to let you know where we're at. All right, and now we're on part 1. Part 3, issue number 1. Another great cover, really just classic stuff. So if you've ever wondered, what Dragon Ball Z comics look like, this is what it is. That's when Bulma's really starting to get heavy in the storyline. And then we're about to hit everybody's favorite part, Frieza. Everybody loves Frieza. You guys know who that is, right? Goku trying to drive. Goku being driven. Oh, another issue. Now, I know I'm missing one out of this box. It's actually on display in one of my comic boxes I've made, so it's not in here if you see one missing. So we're on part 4, number 2. And I did pick up a couple of duplicates because whenever I was purchasing these, sometimes they were in lots. And to grab a big sum of them at one time, you kind of just have to bite the bullet sometimes and buy duplicates. More Frieza. Goku in space, which is pretty interesting that he has on the Goku suit. And it's pretty funny how they actually spell his name. Goku with an H. Pretty neat. Driving the car. And that's one of my favorite Frieza covers. How fantastic. Some more classic Goku. Vegeta back there. Just comical covers. One thing I do is I'll put these little padded envelopes after I've used them or somebody sent me something in them, and I'll use those as spacers throughout my box to keep those comic books standing tall, so that you don't have any damage. Love that cover. Absolutely love it. That's one of my favorites. Probably my favorite Frieza cover because it's black. I think this is one of the very few black Dragon Ball Z covers in the whole run, and this is on part 5, issue number 2. And this one's really cool. It's purple. You just get a lot of different colors. Classic Goku Frieza fights. You know he's probably about to kill some folks. We all know what happens there. Super Saiyan Goku. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love this story as a kid, and it is by far one of my favorite shows ever. And so I naturally had to buy it in comics. This is really cool. This is like one of their giant size issues. It's their 80 pages. I mean, that is classic Goku. Look at that. 80 pages, giant size. Part 5, issue 10. I actually had to put this in a special back and board. All right. And then so here's some of the Dragon Ball issues I have. Again, my plan is to go through and finish completing this because they're pretty neat. I just have yet to do it. And I'll go back through and rearrange in front to back all of these again. Look at that. Awesome. Fantastic. And the last one for the Dragon Ball. Boom. Thanks everybody for staying around, watching the video. If you liked it, please comment, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. It helps out more than you know. If there's any other runs or anything like this you'd like to see, let me know. I really enjoy these, and I collect a lot of different odds and ends. If you'd like to kind of follow along as I hunt down the rest of the Dragon Ball issues, let me know in the comments. As always, collect your way.